We've had some nice things happen. Christmas came for Lewis finally. Lewis
Yay.
finally got his Plaid. Lewis, please tell us.
First of all, I love it. It's fantastic. So really, it's definitely worth the wait. I was supposed to pick it up on Tuesday, and on Saturday, the Saturday before in the morning, I got a message from Tesla. They were just like, "Hey, so your car is ready early. Would you be interested in coming and getting it today?" And I was just like, "Well, that's a stupid question." I was like, "What time can I come and get it?"
Exactly.
So yeah. So I basically went there and picked it up early. It was fantastic. What I'll say is I was not happy with, and I'd seen people on TMC had written about this. They did not let me in the car until I accepted delivery.
Yep, that's the same with
So
me when
that's
it got delivered. Yeah.
that seems to be their mode now. So I went there. I did do a trade-in. Drove there in my old car. That was fantastic. That they just like jumped in it and just took it. Done. Like accepted. They didn't look at it. They didn't care about anything quality. They didn't nothing. It was just here you go. And so they took that. And I walked around the outside of the car first. Didn't see any major issues. Panel gaps are okay. There's nothing too crazy. And then yeah, so I accepted the car, but I made the guy I basically made him say, like, dude, if there's any issues I find when I get in there, like, you guys are fixing that, right? You're not going to be, messing with me. And he's like, no, we won't do that at all. Did find two notable issues. So you can see that basically the driver's side A pillar, the clip behind basically does not stay in place. So I was like appalled. I was like, how this car costs so much money? Like, how did you miss this?
Exactly.
And I actually complained to them, like, why didn't you fix this before I got here? Like, you can't tell me you didn't notice that. And they claim they did notice that, and they don't want to fix it. They don't want to fix it without me reporting it. I don't know. He gave me this whole spiel about how it would be good to go back. They want the customers to put service so it notifies the manufacturing that there's defects. And I'm like, that's a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
I've worked in industry before. Like,
Right.
it doesn't matter if it's an internal and external reporter of an issue. An issue is an issue. It's gonna whatever. But that's what he said, so it's fine. So they're gonna fix that. And the other one was the hidden drive modes that they have down in the center console. If your computer dies, you can press it and it'll illuminate. Part of the letter D is always visible because the plastic is scratched underneath on the inside. So they just have to replace that piece. So it's basically like a plastic piece has to get replaced, and then whatever they got to do for the clips for the A pillar. So I reported it on the Saturday, and they told me, oh, mobile service, come to your house on Tuesday. It should be nice. And I was like, great, 2 days. That sounds awesome. Monday, they come up to me and go, or they message me and they go, yeah, about that. One of those two fixes requires some tools that mobile service can't do, whatever. So you got to bring it into the service center. It'll be on the 30th. So it was a week later. I was like, all right, fine. So 2 days ago, they then go, oh, the parts are ordered, but they won't be in here in time for your service center delivery. So they push you back another week. So now I'm scheduled for July 7th. So I'm going to have the car a little over 2 weeks with these things being broken before they'll fix it.
And the A pillar right in your vehicle.
Right in my face, man. I'm just like right in my face. But it's fine. It's drivable. I kind of push it up there, and if I move the rubber around a little bit, I can kind of get it to stick for a bit. So it's never fallen down while I've been driving. And they're gonna fix it for free. Obviously, it's kind of like it's my new baby. Everyone's asking for pictures, and I'm like, well, I don't really want to take pictures of the interior because I got these two things that are visible. So I keep telling people oh yeah, soon I'll get them to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely think it's improved because when I've seen pictures and threads on TMC, some people were very right to be angry. I mean, with what they were having wrong with their cars. I mean, the paint was good overall. I didn't see any major things. The panel gaps were fairly okay. I think they've gotten a lot better at that. I didn't have scratches around. Some people, they get their car brand new and it's oh yeah, they got scratched up during transfer. I didn't have any of those types of issues. So I mean, the A pillar thing's kind of ridiculous. That was are you kidding me? But overall, I think I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty fortunate that it hasn't had worse than that. So
No, you haven't experienced the shake that everybody else seems to be talking about.
Great question. So I've driven it My top speed currently is like 125, so I've driven 0 to 125, and I've launched it a couple times, so I've done the like super fast,
Right.
zero.
Was your wife in the car?
She was not.
She hasn't experienced it yet.
She has not. She's not experienced the launch yet. No, and I've done mostly highway driving, but I've driven about 150 miles in it so far. I have not had any shake, any of the rattling vibration stuff that people have had. So I mean, we'll see. Like, it also could be ride height as well. Like I've seen things about like, are you in low suspension, medium? Right now, I've been in medium suspension height because my driveway, there's a whole thing, and I didn't want to mess with it. So I've only had it in Plaid mode. I've only had it in what is it, like sport or whatever, like the more aggressive handling is.
Yes.
And I haven't changed any of that. I had people recommend like, oh, try the other modes. I'm like, yeah, eventually I will, but so far so good. No, so the funny thing with the launch, when I went to go launch it, drove down to a friend of mine lives about the 30 minutes south of Austin. And we had this nice roadway, and it was like, oh, this would be awesome. He wouldn't do it with me. He chickened out because we were driving around first, and he's like, dude, the car, this power, like I can't deal with it. Like I'm gonna get sick. So he got out of the car, and his wife got in the car with me, and she went with me, and we did a couple launches, and it was a lot of fun.
did the G forces, man? You take off. That's just that whole thing. You just go in the seat, and you're like,
It's unflattering for sure. Like I put my GoPro mount in the dash to like see what it was, and when I looked at it afterwards, the facial expression of me, it's like I'm so focused on like making sure I'm controlling the car. It's a very unflattering shot. Like the video clip, it's just like, and you're just screaming the whole time, like swearing because you're like, oh my god, it's pushing you. But it was amazing.
Okay, so you've had a couple of nights or whatever, but the $64,000 question is, have the Matrix headlights lived up to their hype?
Oh my god!
You gotta know this. This is the whole
That's right.
reason.
Did you run the light show?
Yeah, just do the light show. I mean, what have you done?
I haven't done the light show yet.
Oh,
I know. I'm boring.
Oh
and
my
I've
God.
honestly only had the headlights turn on like once for a little while, like for a short amount of the drive. I've mostly driven during the day.
Aren't they supposed to say like Tesla?
It does. It's supposed to write Tesla on the wall. I haven't done it yet.
I can't believe this dude.
I will
You
try.
call yourself a fanboy.
So here's the thing.
I mean, this dude, the entire podcast. Oh yeah, I had to wait for the Matrix headlights.
That's right.
Blah, blah, blah,
That's right.
I'm not getting the car, and he's like, well, I haven't used it yet, and da, da, da. I'm like, bro.
Well, you remember, Mark, to hear him talk, he was counting like it's been 6 months and 3 weeks and 18 hours and 36 minutes. I mean,
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm sure they'll be amazing. No, they've been good for the very brief time that I've used them. Again, mostly during the day so far.
God.
They were really good, and I will be happy with the Tesla writing, but I mostly want them for when they unlock the software, when they actually are allowed to with regulations in the U.S. It's more of the future proofing.
Okay.
Hold your breath.
Yeah. Yeah. So you did purchase full self-driving, right?
Sure did.
Okay, you didn't do subscription. Okay. So